Right, let's get people to join in first.
Don't worry, they'll be there.
Right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning on this lovely, let's get this out, lovely, beautiful morning. And Kenny Ken is here to review the game last night. Kenny,
PC Callum, Serge Gamor,
yeah,
Shaq, Bully, PC Callum, Emre. How you doing, mate?
Good morning, everyone. Let's start with the game last night. 3-0 away from home, can't complain in Europe. I thought, and I'm going to say this, I thought Mustafi had a great game. I thought Granit Xhaka, I'm not his biggest fan, absolutely outstanding. Willock, fantastic, Joe Willock. But the man of the night for me was Bukayo Saka. Two assists and a goal. Never showed any sign of nerves on a European pitch. I think this is one of his first games in Europe. And
I think he played last year, but
having said that, he's not that much experience. He went out there as if he's been playing for the last 10 years. I think absolutely outstanding. I thought Callum Chambers at right back. Callum Chambers at right back showed that, we have a right, we can put him in the right back. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, they didn't.
Zen wants to know which defenders would you target at Christmas?
Well, we'll talk about that after. But what I'm just trying to say is, overall, I know people are saying they had a lot of chances, and maybe the scoreline didn't reflect the game. I mean, I think it was 1-0 until they had to play a centre-half. But you can only beat what's in front of you, and at the end of the day, it's a good away performance. What's your assessment of the game, Kenny?
Well, I think my assessment of the game is that at first, Frankfurt were getting down their left-hand side, our right-hand side, and I think Callum was isolated, so he was struggling. But even though there were situations where Frankfurt did make inroads down the right side, when they used to cut in, one of the things that pleased me a lot is that we didn't give him a clear shot of sight for Martinez, and that's one of the pleasing things. I think, coming into the game, Callum got more protection, and Callum, like I said, looked better. But at first, I thought Callum struggled.
Yeah, but as the game went on, I thought
he definitely.
He looks more stable in that position than what Maitland-Niles does.
It is Callum's position, but Callum don't play that often. And I think what Maitland-Niles gives us that Callum can't give us is actually pace and recovery. All right, his positioning isn't the greatest, but one of the things which would do Callum, especially in the Premiership, especially with the players, that every Premiership team has a playable pace, and I think that's where Callum struggled. In terms of the game itself, one of the things that pleased me a lot was a mixture of youth and experience, to the extent that the experienced players this time helped the youngsters. And I thought, Joseph Willock as well. He got him before he got his goal. He actually got into a couple of good positions.
Yeah.
There was one where he put the ball over the bar, and Bayoko as well had a great game. But at first, there were certain decisions that Bayoko wasn't doing. As a youth, sometimes he wasn't releasing the ball enough.
Pulling a bit.
Yeah, he wasn't releasing the ball quickly enough, and his final ball in terms of sharpness that you need at level was lacking. But as Bayoko got in the game, he looked a lot better, and he fully deserved his goal. Granit had more time on the ball. You know what I mean? Because it's European football.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah. I thought it was a really top performance from Granit Xhaka. But does that show why maybe he's more suited to European games? And of course, he has played in Germany as well, so he knows how the tempo the German teams play. I thought he had a great game. I thought he had a great game.
About Granit, right? Let's not forget that Granit's an international for Switzerland. He's got a lot of experience, and his qualities when he plays his best football is when he plays deep line creative, when he can pass the ball. You can't deny the fact that he's a very good long passer of the ball. Yeah. In fact, he's excellent at it. But unfortunately, the modern game, like I said, is catching up with him. And the biggest. You won't have a bigger example in a modern game than English football. English football finds players out.
Also, I don't know what it is, but he seems to play better when he's not playing with Guendouzi.
Well, yeah, because Guendouzi's the main man. It's whether we like it or not. People think that Granit's got the armbands, but in terms of like building a play and actually being a playmaker, you know, Matteo is definitely the main man. He's the one who's always calling for the ball from from the centre half. So he's the one who's always trying to look for that pass. He's always the one making the runs and trying to create. It's just the way the team's evolved. The team, in my opinion, is evolving away from Granit.
Yeah.
And I think Unai Emery is very pushing for that. And one thing you've got, even though you're critical of Unai Emery and you have your reasons, and I respect them 100% because results, winning results is one thing. Unai has probably done a lot better than Arsene, and I'm not criticising. It's just a comparison, guys. Is that Unai will give youngsters a chance, and I think you've got to praise Unai for that because one of the things is that youngsters do as their manager tells them.
Yeah, well, let's see if it carries on. But I mean, would you play Zeka on Sunday?
He's in contention, but you know, one thing is he's definitely going to play
2 games straight away like that.
He's definitely going to be in contention for Nottingham Forest. I probably would leave.
Thank you, whoever sent that. My eyes are gone, so whoever sent that. Super chatting. Thank you very much.
He will definitely. For me, I think Bioko will probably miss out on Villa. Probably can't be on the bench, but Nottingham Forest is another game you can play. Try and play Bioko 1 game a week. Don't try and overload him because the last thing you don't want to do is burn out for these kids.
Yeah. So. Even last night as well, I was going through the team. Martinez in goal looked assured, didn't he? I mean, he looked assured in goal last night.
Someone wants my opinion on West Ham. We'll get to that.
Martinez looked assured last night, didn't he? I mean, I thought he done all right. I thought his kicking is a lot better than Leno's as well.
Leno's a big side foot down the middle, isn't it?
And I don't know, my throat. But overall, I think that was good. And I don't even know what was the score in the other game, by the way.
Well, the other games, we win the other game in our group.
Yeah, did the age win in the end, I think?
I know.
Tell me, because I didn't.
Someone needs to give us the EA score because I was paying more attention to the English clubs like Manchester United.
Yeah, did the age? I don't know if that was. I know they were winning 1-0 at the time. Man United scraping the win.
Yeah, goal by Mason Greenwood, and Wolves lost to 1-0 to Braga. Braga, the Portuguese side. No, they're at home at Molineux.
So I brought Portuguese.
Yeah.
Are Porto in this competition?
No, I think they're in the Champions League.
I thought they got knocked out.
I don't know the situation with the Porto, but we're trying to find out.
Yeah.
But in terms of like I said, Man United, well, Mason Greenwood is the next one. They say in Manchester he's the next one for production line.
Well, they said this would be the toughest out of the opponents that we played. So it should be quite exciting now going into.
But you know what it is, right? Is that I think what's happened is that we're sharper because we play in a sharper league. You know what I mean? Our players, like, you know what's happened is that our players used to do things quickly. We're in the Premiership when you got the ball. Someone who passes the ball,
it's strange.
Passes quickly.
It's strange. It's like in the Premier League we're more comfortable at home.
Yeah.
But it seems when we play in Europe we're more comfortable away.
Well, I think, come on. These teams in Europe, when they come to the Emirates and see the surroundings, they're going to up their game. And, they're going to put their tackles in. They're going to think, you know what, let's just have a go. Let's have a go. We may not win this game, but when we're on top, let's see if we can make them rolls and get a goal. And it's actually quite exciting for Arsenal fans to come to the Emirates when these teams do have a go, you know what I mean? And I think that's what you find in the Europa League. You see more attacking football ultimately than you would in the Champions League.
I've got to say, Joe Willock has got to start on Sunday now. I mean, he's another one that I would start on Sunday.
It's a hard one because it's a hard one. I think he should start. But the one thing is that, as I said many times in this programme, it's Guendouzi and 2 others. That's the way it is. Guendouzi plays my teams.
I mean, you automatically would put Guendouzi in without.
Well, from what we've seen, And you have to go by this season, and last season, apart from Simon Benozzi got a bit tired, he was taken out of the action. In all the big games this season, Mateo's played.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mateo has played.
It'll be interesting because you have to see what happens on that. So Kenny, looking forward to Sunday. Would you pick that? How would you pick the team? Would you make a lot of changes again, or?
Well, I think what's happening is that
I think Leno will come back.
In terms of experience, Unai's the team will pick the side. We may not agree with his team, but I think Unai will. Aussie Gooner's what's the last something? Unai will pick the team. So my team, will be Leno in goal. Right back is going to be like Ainsley.
Will you after Callum on Mike?
No, not a chance. Callum, you've got to realise is that the reason I'm trying to say is that
Them got pacey wide players.
I know, but the game's slower in Europe, and what's happened is that Callum's lack of pace at right back will be exposed in the Premiership, and I think, and that's the thing, every Premiership team has someone with mobility.
Right.
And it's not just the mobility, it's the skill, and that's why I can't see Callum starting. Left back, for now, Kolasinac fits himself. Centre halves are going to be David Luiz, experience, and he'll go. Maybe Callum get a chance. Holding's not ready, because Holding didn't get a game yesterday, did he? So he can't be ready. So
I'll tell you what. I mean, I'm not, as I say, I'm not his biggest fan, but again, he pushed for a place. I mean,
who pushed for a place?
I'd rather have Mustafi at the moment than Socrates.
Again, I just get the feeling that Mustafi's a Europa League and Cup player that Arsenal are looking into offloading. So
last night, I don't think he hardly put a foot on for me last night.
And he wouldn't as well. In the games he's going to play, he's going to put it on. But when you give Mustafi, the fact of the matter is that Unai doesn't trust Mustafi, and let's be honest, neither do the fans as well.
Yeah, but then they trust Socrates because he puts that fist up in the
air.
I have my doubts about Socrates. I keep saying Socrates.
He hasn't got pace though, Claude. He hasn't got pace, and I think what's happening is that you don't have. One of the things that's killing Socrates is two things: you can get away with lack of pace, but if you've got lack of pace, you get protection for your back four. Adams didn't have pace, but he had protection for his midfield. John Terry, we know didn't have pace, but he had protection for his midfield.
Adams up there as well.
Yeah, it's up there, but you still need to have the sufficient, like I said, protection for your midfield.
You're mine,
It's mine, I think. No, it's my stop. Yeah, you still have to have the sufficient protection for your midfield, especially when they're plays, because the basics in terms of knowing how to defend are probably there, but there's no doubt in my mind that why are Arsenal making mistakes defensively? I think it's because they're getting constant pressure.
Thoughts on Pepe? I mean, he come on, but I think he needs a goal. I was dying for him to score last night. Just get that goal. So that'll get his season going.
I think what Pepe needs, Unai needs to have a word, talk to him and talk through him, and like I said, tell him the do's and don'ts of the game, and give him a bit, build him up a bit, because I know I've been critical of him, but that's not just to put him down. It's just to sort of construct. I thought what the criticism I gave him at Watford and Spurs was constructive.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he's a top player, but he needs that goal. I think just that goal just to build his confidence up a bit.
Some people are saying that like Martin Keown is.
What did he say? Oh, by the way,
Martin Keown, remarks that maybe Sacco looks more like a player than Pepe, but Sacco had the freedom of Frankfurt yesterday.
Sacco's a very young and very, very talented young player, but we can't be going.
One thing I do agree with Martin is that you've got to keep Sacco in and around the first team and give him some games and have a look at him.
I've got to give him confidence. I mean, this is what we don't want to have a situation like we're having with Nabry and the other. And then look at this; these players have all gone away. And that Marlon is now succeeding in Holland. You know what I mean? We don't want all that to happen again.
But I suggest one thing though about Serge and like I said, Marlon as well. Sometimes players are suited to certain clubs and certain leagues. Serge, wasn't given his chance at Arsenal. Pulis didn't fancy him at West Brom. But German football seems to have suited him, and you know he's made that transition into the national side.
That was a major error.
You say it's a major error.
Sending him to where
Maybe it's a major error, but one thing is right is that sometimes, just sometimes, right, Arsenal fans tend to lament, look back and think, oh, this coach is out of order because we didn't give this guy a chance. Well, he was in and around the club, and he probably wasn't given a chance. They didn't think he was up to it. But you know, some players are not going to be always going to succeed at English football. They may succeed elsewhere.
Yeah, sorry if I can't read all of it. I forgot my glasses at home, and I can't read anything at the moment. My eyes, and I forgot. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I think maybe old age is setting in. I don't know what it is.
You need to buy focal glasses,
I'm forgetting a lot of things lately, so I think it's old age really. Kenny, what else is there to say? I mean, what?
I think I was asked earlier today about defender.
Let's see if I can. Saka's looking great. Yeah.
Looking sick.
I didn't see Greenwood. How did
No, it's a
Greenwood play?
game of respect. Yeah, we need. You know, like I said, they're talking about Mourinho being a winner, and he knows how to set the defence. Emery and Kroenke out.
Yeah, well, we're going to get all this.
Oh yeah, my opinion of West Ham. I gave it yesterday. West Ham had a poor start, had a poor first game against Man City where they got murdered. But since then, I think their performances and results have got a lot better. And they're going to... Man United are going to find it very, very, very difficult tomorrow. But Man United will make
Sunday,
it.
Isn't it?
I think it's Sunday, but one thing is I do expect that to be a draw.
Yeah, West Ham are a funny team. I don't know.
I call them a party poopers.
Yeah, they're strange. They can turn on the day. They can be. They're capable.
My opinion of David Luiz, Lawrence Emmanuel. Well, a lot of Chelsea fans say he can play in the free. I think David Luiz is a very good defender. I really do. I really think that he's suffering like Socrates for lack of protection in the midfield. But the game against Watford, the only thing he did wrong was that penalty. But why was that penalty cooked? Why was he in a position to make that stupid tackle? It's because of pressure. It's because the midfield. Yeah, the midfield, right, allowed Watford's midfield to run into the box.
Then he played better in the free.
Well, not necessarily. In the four, he played in the four. He was all right at Watford. You play him on the left-hand side of the defence. You play in a Koscielny position and play Socrates on the right-hand side of the centre half. He was fine there. He's fine there. We can't go back to a back three. We can't just do it. It's not workable. All it does is create pressure. It'll give Unai Emery more of a problem because what he's telling Unai Emery is that midfield can't pass.
If full fitness, if Tierney and Bellerin are fit, when they get really big fitness, that might work because they're both good at getting up and down, aren't they? So.
Well, yeah, I think definitely, and it will give us the width that we want. But one thing is, with your full-backs, you don't want them all bowling forwards. You want one to stand, and that's one of the things that Unai Emery's got to work with. People are very excited about Tierney and Bellerin, but what Unai's got to work with them said, right, you go down, you stay back and make it a free. That's what they've got to work on in training. And Arsenal fans got to accept that. It's no good Arsenal fans wanting, this excitement, but you don't see Alexander-Arnold and Robertson bombing forwards. They have a back three and one bombs on, and that's what Arsenal to practice.
So what else is there? Is anyone else asking anything before we?
Well, one question was asked about who would I get if we were to buy a defender in January. Who would we get? Everyone knows I still go after Lewis Dunk. The simple reason is that he's like I said, he's got Premiership experience for the last couple of years.
Do you think
and
the
he
Arsenal? This is a question. Do you think the Arsenal defending is down to the coaching at the club? Where they've been coached.
You have to. Well, yes, because I don't think the coach is getting. Like I said, is working. I don't think the coach or the coaches at the club are working with them and are for him in training. You don't see them practice their, like I said, their positioning. No one seems to know where each other is. So yes, I don't think it's training. But what's happening is that when you go training, when you're coaching, right, you have a situation where you'll have defence versus the attack, in a in a five-a-side drill. And what will happen is that basically the defender, the attackers are basically preparing the defenders for what you get in the game. I defend, like sometimes when defenders don't get protection from their midfielders in training, what they do is the defenders gets attacked. So what's happening is that defenders practice having people run at them. That's how they practice. So what's happening is that they practice getting them down the channels and getting them away from goal. And that's how you practice in terms of training, because you assume the midfield's not going to be there. In some, because as we all know at Arsenal, our midfield don't give us protection. But another thing you should do is, why don't you just have a drill with the defence and the midfield, and then basically have communication where you say, right, we can see where we are, and we need you guys in the midfield in that sort of space. We don't want a situation, we don't want any crosses coming in that area, and we don't want people running at us. So we need to practice that in training.
We do. I mean, even yesterday, we do look still very open, don't we?
We always are, because we are, as like Kevin Campbell and Lee mentioned it in their show, and Lee Dixon says it is constantly, that we're the worst without the ball, and we are. It's because we don't practice, because in essence,
that does need to be sorted.
I think we're saying we're attacking sides.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not, the crowd at the Emirates now want attacking and entertaining football.
Yeah.
That's what they want, and they want goal action.
Not much else. So let's have a couple of more questions, because Kenny's. What time is it, Kenny?
22.
Oh, sorry. Let's get one more in. One question in. Someone has just said a lot of it is down to, it's not just the defenders, it's the midfield as well, the protection of the midfield. Do you think Willock proved himself this season?
Is that?
They asked me do you think Willock has actually proved himself this year?
Well, he's had a good start.
Regular spot.
He's knocking on the door. He is knocking on the door, and I think that Unai Emery, if Grant Xhaka was ever to be injured, I think Unai Emery would like I said, he wouldn't feel Grant's loss as bad as he would before, because he knows that Joseph's in there who can do a good job for him. And what Unai needs is someone who can go from box to box, and that's something Joseph can do. So Unai does have that option with Joseph now.
Right, a couple of questions to finish off for you, Kenny. Would you start Saka on Sunday?
Afraid not. We don't want him. We start him on Sunday, and then that means he's 3 games in a week. That's not good for the lads.
Because you've got to go.
Not the Forest. So let's use him sparingly.
And would you keep Callum? I think you've answered the other way.
Would I keep who?
Callum Chambers at right back. You wouldn't know, would you?
I'm afraid not, because he hasn't got the pace there, and like I said, he's probably better as a centre half now.
So really, what we do need now is to buy a right back, don't we?
Well, we need to. Obviously, I want Lewis Dunk if he's available, but
I'm not sure. He's waving to us.
In terms, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
In terms of like the right back, it's about fun. The thing about getting a right back, everyone wants a decent right back, but the trouble is that if you get a decent right back, is he going to be happy to play second fiddle to Bellerin? That's the problem.
Well, we don't know what the Bellerin we're going to get back.
But we're assuming that Bellerin is going to be like that, Morton right back that he was before.
Kenny,
you know what I mean?
Kenny, have a nice weekend. I'll be seeing you Sunday, yeah?
100% you will. I hope so. I think you're going to be in that place across the road over there, aren't you?
You coming in?
I don't think so.
Your mate won't be there, so you can come in.
I don't know. That's what they said last time. And he was there.
He's a tolly boy. I think he only comes for Lee Judge's birthday. But listen, I hope to see you Sunday,
definitely.
mate.
See you Sunday. We hope to see you Sunday.
From what I hear, I might need a bit of protection Sunday.
They're all that.
Take care. Right. Right, I'm going to call it a day because my eyes, I really apologise. I didn't bring my glasses out, so I really apologise, and I'll get back to you all tomorrow. Talk about the game against Villa, and hold on a minute. Thank you, Jodie, for that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jodie, for that. It's very nice. Sorry I can't really read my eye. I didn't bring my glasses out, so hope everyone is well. Have a great weekend, and thank you very much there from Jodie. Thank you very much. Take care, everyone.